2 years ago, on this very day, January 17th, I learned right here at Temple Shalom that my mom passed away. I have been a teacher here for almost a decade. I know, she looks so young, I know, but a decade. I was downstairs in my classroom, sitting on our rug. We were playing a game, and I looked down at my phone, and I had a missed call from my dad, and then a text that read, "Call me." I knew what it meant. My mom had been in hospice after a bad fall from the devastation that is ALS, which left her body totally paralyzed, and she was beginning to experience organ shutdown. I don't want you to think of my mother as her disease, though, because that is not what defined her. In fact, you could learn more about her in how she navigated her disease, continuing to run her businesses. Yes, she had more than one because she was a kick-ass entrepreneur. She also did advocacy, why can't I say that? Advocacy work, is that right? Considering what today is. For ALS, and she's featured speaking out in a documentary for the ALS community called No Ordinary Campaign. She helped a bill pass in Congress that has made a really big difference in the ALS community. She mentored those who were newly diagnosed. She always looked for ways to help others. The minute I told her that my Uggs, if you're not familiar with that, it's a brand of boots, that they had a tear and that I wanted higher ones because I hate winter and I'm always freezing, a high pair of Ugg boots showed up shortly after at my door. Even when she could no longer drive herself to the store, she would shop online to send you what you needed. She'd always cook meals for her kids when we visited home, and when she no longer could do that, she'd order all the ingredients or send my dad out and then advise us on how to cook the recipe. My mom was stylish, independent, opinionated, and loved to play games. It was hard to make my mom laugh unless you were my brother, but if and when you did, she had the most contagious and amazing laugh you have ever heard. I miss her beyond words. And the void that exists in my world, and everyone who knew her, it's a constant ache that can never be escaped. I'm reading a book right now on grief, and in one community, when a person dies, everyone else in the community brings a huge piece of furniture outside on their lawn. And so when the grieving family comes outside the next day, they see that the world has physically shifted and has affected everyone else. I love this because I believe that when you lose someone, you want the world to stop because it feels so unfair, and it shouldn't keep turning without them. I also believe that it would be easy to fall into darkness after such a loss, but as my mother's daughter, I am resilient and choose instead to share her light with you today. This piece, which my mother loved and always asked me to sing for other family members who had passed away, is called Yesh Kochavim, There Are Stars. I will perform it today in her honor. I also sing today for Martha, my not Safta Safta, that means grandmother, who died suddenly and tragically in Israel in November. We also sing for our hostages who did not get to come home, and for any and all family members and friends who have left us from the physical realm. We will always remember them, honor them, and spread their light throughout the world. And in doing so, their memory never dies.
Page 291.
There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light. Long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we love. lightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember as we live our days. These are the ways we remember. We remember. יש כוכבים שעוד גם מגיע ארצה, רק כאשר הם עצמם עבדו ונם. יש אנשים שזיו זכרם מאיר, כאשר הם עצמם אינם עוד בתוכנו. אורות אלה המבהיקים בחשכת הליל, הם שמראים לאדם את הדרך, את הדרך. הם שמראים לאדם את הדרך, את הדרך. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember. We remember. We remember.
And at this service, we remember the loved ones whom death has taken from us within this past month. Carol Levison, wife of Frederick Levison. And we remember those who died at this season in years past. Sonia Abramowitz, Dorothy Burke,